You know what really grinds my gears?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the vlog. Eric M. Twins 20 here. Hope you are having a pleasant day. It is May 16th, 2024. It's the day after the NFL released the schedule for the upcoming season. And as you can see on the screen, I have the current Minnesota Vikings schedule. This came out yesterday. And we're going to go over each game. And I'm going to make my predictions. I actually need to grab a piece of paper so I can keep track. So the Vikings kick off the season in New Jersey against the New York Giants. I'm sorry, call it what it is. They play in New Jersey in the Meadowlands. They are not New York. They are the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets. Just if they're going to be called New York, put them in New York where they actually belong. I'm sorry that this is bullshit. Anywho, they're going against Danny Dimes. They're on the road in New York. It's going to be a tough environment. It's one of the worst stadiums in the league as far as the AstroTurf. The turf or whatever it is on the field is one of the worst. But Daniel Jones has proven he's a joke. He's overpaid. He's not that good. And I think the Vikings come out swinging here. I think they get a win on the road. So I'm going to chalk that up as a win. And then the home opener the following week against San Francisco. San Fran, the current NFC champions of last year, lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They played the Vikings in Minnesota last year and lost to us, but it's a different season. There's a different quarterback under center, but we have the weapons to do the job. But this time, San Francisco is fully healthy, and I see this one as being a loss, unfortunately. If this was later in the season, I could see the Vikings possibly winning this, but because I think injuries are going to catch up to San Francisco. But it's early on, and the new quarterbacks, whether it's Sam Darnold or J.J. McCarthy, are still going to get still getting their footing setting. So I see this being a loss. And the following week, week 3, we play Houston in Minnesota. This one's going to be a tough one. This one's tough to choose because we're at home. We're going against a young quarterback who's very good. He proved that last year, and they got to the playoffs and did well. I'm going to chalk this one up as a loss as well. But I think it's going to be a good game for both teams. I think it's just going to come down to like 2 or 3 points. And I think Houston's going to eke out the win here against us. And Danielle Hunter, of course, coming back after leaving us in free agency. This is his revenge game. Week 4, we're going to Lambeau, which is the best time to go when it's not snowy and cold. Hopefully the weather's good in late September. We won there last year. That was the game that Kirk blew his Achilles out. We won despite that, and I think we're going to go into Green Bay and we're going to do it again. I'm sorry, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid in Green Bay. I think they're overrated. I think they just got lucky with injuries to other teams last year and bad matchups in their favor in the playoffs. I'm sorry, but I have no faith in Jordan Love. I just think Green Bay. I think they're overrated. So I see us going to Lambeau and winning. It's going to be a nice, high-scoring event for both teams. I think the Vikings eke out a win in Lambeau. Which brings us to the New York Jets, New Jersey Jets. We're playing Aaron Rodgers in London. This is technically a home game for us. We play well in London, and I think it continues here. I think we get the win, and we go into the bye week at 3-2. Coming out of the bye week, we play the Lions at home. This is a home game, mind you. I think we take care of business against the Lions. I think the Lions are going to be good, but I think now that there's tape on them, they are beatable. And I think they're a little bit overrated. but I think they will compete for the title, for the division title. But I think we can win. I think we're going to split with the Lions. I think we take the home one this year. We got the Rams 5 days later on Thursday Night Football in L.A. I don't like L.A. I think they're overrated, but I see this being an L because it's on a short week, and I just think we're gonna choke one there in Los Angeles. Back home, November 3rd, day after my birthday, playing the Colts. That's gonna be a win. Not scared of Houston or Indy at all. Anthony Richardson is still learning things. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think the Vikings eke out a win there. Jacksonville, this one's going to be a toss-up, but you pick them. Which Trevor Lawrence is going to show up. This one's a tough one for me. So I think I'm going to say it's going to be a heartbreaking loss. I think we're going to lose like 2 or 3 points there. Got the Titans next. I think that's a win. They're in rebuild mode. Next up, Chicago. I'm sorry. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I think they're overrated. I think Caleb Williams is not going to have the success people think he's going to have, especially with 3 receivers. I mean, the receivers are good, but I'm sorry. I just think the Bears are overrated, and I think people are picking them just because they're the next big thing. Well, sorry. It's the Bears. I'm picking the Vikings to win in Soldier Field against the Bears. Week 13, we got the Cardinals at home. I think that's a win. The game that everybody's circling on the calendar the next week against Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. I can see this going 2 ways. Kirk is the starting quarterback and blows the roof off the stadium and beats us. I can also see Kirk not playing in this game for either he's hurt or they decide we're going with Penix, and I can see them losing this game. So this one, I think it's going to be a high-flying game. I think Kirk's going to play. I think JJ by this point is the starting quarterback. I see this going to overtime, and I think Atlanta is storming down the field, and Kirk does something very Kirk-like. He throws a pick, and it sets up the game-winning field goal. The new kicker, Will Reichert, puts a dagger in the heart of the Falcons. We beat Kirk Cousins in his comeback to Minnesota. Bye-bye, Kirk. Week 15, playing the Bears at home. I think we're going to sweep the Bears this year. Week 16, we're on the road in Seattle. It's always tough there. Week 17, playing the Packers at home. I think we're going to sweep the Pack. And then week 18, I mentioned earlier, I think we're going to split with the Lions. I see that as a loss. So if my calculations are correct, so the Vikings I predict, will finish 11-6. So they'll either win the division or I think they'll compete for a wild card. Depends on how Detroit does. I think Detroit's definitely improved, but I think they're overrated, and I think because teams have tape on them from last year, they're definitely going to suffer some more losses. Maybe not as much. We'll see. But I think Green Bay and Chicago are not going to finish as strong as people think. I think the Bears are still in the bottom half of the division. I know this may sound like being a homer, but I just don't have faith in the Bears and the Packers. A lot of people think this is a hard schedule. It is, and I think it's kind of weird considering we finished tied for last place and we get a hard schedule, but whatever. It is what it is. But we're set up nicely. If this season turns out to be a dud, salary cap wise, we got well over $100 million in cap space in the next off season. So the Vikes are sitting pretty there. They only have 3 draft picks in the draft, but I expect them to trade around. Even if we end up getting a top draft pick, if this is a bad season, I think we're going to trade down because this next draft class is not as good as this past one. It's a known fact that the quarterback class especially is not as good. That's why we got JJ in this draft. So I can see us trading that first round pick we have to trade down to get more assets later on. So that's my thinking on that. I'm not going to go as far as who I think is going to be in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I'm going to do that when we get closer to the season or during the season. But that's my feeling on the schedule release for the Vikings. It's doable if you look at each game. The defense has gotten better. Offense is still good. We have the pieces in place. This is the perfect place for a quarterback to come. You got Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in the league. You got Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, two great tackles, and Brian O'Neill, Christian Darrisaw. Aaron Jones replaces Cam Akers and Ty Chandler as a starter. I think if Aaron Jones can stay healthy, he's going to help us out. C.J. Ham comes back as the fullback. So I think Darnold and J.J. will be okay as long as they don't make stupid mistakes. I'm expecting mistakes, though, especially from the rookie. But hopefully he can have a good season. Would be nice to have a C.J. Stroud-like season. I'm not saying he's going to have one, but it would be nice. I like the future setup for the Vikings. And I think we can make a run. I think legitimately we can do all right. Just one game at a time, baby. If you like this vlog, hit that like button. Leave a comment if you like. Subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help out with future projects, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/mntwins28, or you can drop something in the old Cash App. You don't have to help, but any help is always greatly appreciated. Until next time, peace out.